Well, good evening. I don't know how this video is gonna turn out because I am recording the video on my laptop and I'm recording my audio on my phone. I mean, I've seen a ton of people done this before, and I've never done this. I want to make like a little like yapping video, and I feel like I want to be very honest and be like, express personal experiences and personal experience. What the fuck am I saying? Personal opinions. I hope that you can't hear the fan in the background, but if you just happen to hear it, then I am so sorry. But anyways, what time is it now? It's 6:48 p.m. and I actually was planning to like go shower and like unwind, but I think for like the whole day I've just kind of been meaning to talk about like insecurities and stuff because quite frankly I just recently experienced being insecure, and by reason I mean like really freaking reason, because it was like a few hours ago. It was really 24 hours ago, and it bothers me. Okay, and I think that is such a important topic that everyone probably goes through and understands. I mean, we all have different insecurities, we all have things that we're really hyper fixated on, and I just think that even the person that you see on social media, they could be literally so freaking perfect in your eyes, but maybe in their own shoes, they're going through something that you don't even know they're going through. And I feel like, okay, I really want to bring up like a niche example, specifically my own experience, because like I just think that it hopefully heals me in a way. I hope that by talking about this, it's gonna heal me, because I need to get it out. I need to like I don't know. I don't think that I'm making this video for anyone specifically. I just want to document it. I mean, last night when I was feeling insecure and I was like feeling like, oh, I just saw something that triggered me, and it also triggered my inner child who was like very threatened by, like specific people and like specific contents, just very specific things that makes me feel very like hyper fixated on every little thing, and it making me feel like I'm so envious of like people out there who gets what I can't have, something like that. But while I was like going through that episode last night, I also recorded like a yapping video. It's just like right after I realized that I was having that little moment of insecurity, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually feeling insecure right now. Like suddenly I'm just like freaking conscious about, what I'm doing with my life. Like what am I doing with myself? Something like I'm just suddenly so conscious about what I'm doing. And uh I just went on like I think like a 14-minute yap about, everything about why it bothered me, like about, basically the freaking details and the depth of that. Honestly, jealousy really is like a thief of joy. Like I think that I've already known that for the longest time. I've known that for, as long as I've, been exposed to social media. And honestly, I think like, when you're hitting puberty, or like when you hit a freaking certain age, you're gonna freaking have those feelings, right? Personally, I think the first time I felt insecure was like when I was 13. And then I don't think it was necessarily about myself in general. I think it's because I saw someone specifically, and then I felt insecure from that. I was like, oh no, this person looks so perfect. Like, I wish I was like them. Like, why can't I be like them? Why can't I, have this kind of attention? Why can't I have this kind of recognition? Why can't I have this kind of praise? Why can't I have this kind of validation? It was all kind of external. And I also wish that I looked a certain way and that I had like certain features. And it really took a toll on me, because I think even before that, even before I genuinely was like feeling jealous of like anyone in general in that way, I was already feeling a little insecure because of like little comments about, how I looked like, even though I was like really fucking young. Like I don't know what possessed people to be like throwing these comments to like, young kids, or like even anyone in general. It's just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like quite chubby when I was younger. Honestly, what's ironic is the fact that like when I was younger, I was actually really, really skinny. Like I think up until I was like 6 or 7 years old, no pun intended. Um, I was like really skinny. right? But then like until I hit like that certain age, I started becoming chubby, and I don't know what the turning point was because, you know, just because I was skinny and I basically could barely grow, my mom was so concerned. She had to buy me like, like other minerals and like nutrition, so like, like have supplements and those kind of shit to like help me grow because like she's so concerned that like, oh, I'm not growing, I'm like so freaking skinny for my age and I'm like so short, so like that. And then like, I guess I don't know if it worked, I don't remember, but all I know is I think at some point maybe when I was like at that age or when I was at 8, I think, I don't know if that was a turning point. Okay, that's like really funny, but I think this one time I came back from school on Saturday, or maybe it was just a weekend. I don't really know. I just know I was at home eating lunch, and I remember, I think it was like fish soup, right? And usually when I eat fish soup, I eat it with rice, like, just pour rice into the soup and then like eat that because it's so freaking flavorful, okay? And I ended up eating like I think 2 to 3 plates of that. Like I was just like really hungry and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I wanna like basically just like feed myself really well, like I just really wanna like feed myself. Does that make sense? And then I ate like, yeah, that much. And then I guess that was kind of like the starting point. I don't think it was a turning point necessarily, but it was a starting point for sure. And yeah, and I guess that's how I developed the habit of like eating more and stuff like that. And I guess that's how I become like, I want to say chubby. It's just I think that's when I really started growing, and then ever since then, like I've never really been like skinny necessarily. Like I'm not like those like like skinny people and stuff like that. I wasn't really ever seen as skinny, and even like my family was a concern. I think I was like what 10 at that time, okay, and my family was like getting concerned, and then they were like, you need to really take care of your body and stuff like that because maybe one day you're gonna grow up and you're gonna become like how do I describe this? It sounds really bad. It's like the words that they were saying were like you might become like a chubby girl, like a chubby woman, and I'm just like what the fuck was that? Like it's so, I just don't think we should be saying this kind of stuff, but I mean I guess they mean well, but still it's still like messed up. Does that make sense? Like I just don't think that it's a healthy approach. And then I've always been conscious about that. Like I guess when I was young I didn't really give a fuck. Like I was like, I don't give a shit about how I look. Like I'm young, I just want to be happy. I don't care about how I look, I don't care about how much I weigh, I don't care. And even when I was like 11, 12, I was like, okay, I don't give a shit, like whatever. And I think like even my family was like encouraging me to like work out every day. They were like, you better go on that machine. I don't know what it's called. It's like that damn machine in the Side by Side by Ariana Grande MV. The one where it's like a bicycle, you just like kick your feet. Yeah, that thing. Basically it was like that. And then he had that machine at home, and then they encouraged me to go on that machine 3 times a day, each time about 10 minutes. So like it's gonna be like what, 30 minutes per day. Like I mean pretty much like a healthy amount. I think like it's like a very consistent amount. Like it's a very consistent technique. But like obviously I was lazy and I was like, oh hell no, I don't care. Like I was just like, I was very against the idea. I was like, I don't get why it's necessary. Like I just want to live my life. I was a kid, I don't give a shit, okay? And I feel like it's understandable because like I cannot blame myself for that. Like I was young. Like I don't think, even regardless of if I'm young or old, like I don't think that appearance or like trying to be a certain weight is like the important thing in life. I just don't think that people should be too hyper fixated on that, unless maybe you have like specific like health issues that might encourage you to like try to take care of your health or like take care of like specific measurements and stuff. When I was 13, I actually don't know how this started, but maybe I was like exposed to social media more. Maybe like I started to like finally see like how people live their life on social media, like what kind of content they post, and I started paying attention to like those things. And then I think like I just came across like this person's like page or whatever, and, like like I guess they get like the attention, they're like kind of known in a way, and like I think in the eyes of like other people, like we see them as like perfect, and like they have like things that I don't know, people want like they just look really like the it person, right? And it's just I think like I got like I think I built like an unhealthy obsession with like always like constantly going to that person's page. Like I think every chance I get to like check like what they're up to, even though it made me feel so bad about myself, but it's just that curiosity was like freaking itchy. Like my head was like itchy and I was like, I really wanna go check this person's page. Like why not? I'm curious, like, some people just be interesting as heck, so it wouldn't hurt, right? Um Spoiler alert, but it did. It really hurt my little feelings, and I really just couldn't handle that. And I think it gotten to a point where like I felt so insecure, and I think like I had two people who knew about this, and they reassured me and they were there for me, which I really appreciated. That I really needed that. Um, yeah, it was just a lot to process, and I think even after that, like I was still insecure. Obviously, like, I don't think that once you start being insecure it goes away that easily. Like sure, you can build confidence more and more every day, but still like it's just not gonna go away unless you really resolve it, or unless you accept yourself fully. And I have this like unhealthy approach at that time where like if I feel threatened by someone's success, by their lifestyle, by anything in general, if I see that, I come across that in my head, I'm like trying to like belittle them in my head. Okay, like not, I don't project it out loud. Like I feel like this is the thing where people get wrong. Like some people, they like to project their insecurities onto other people, and I just think it's so fucked up, and I'm aware of that, so that's why I don't do it. I always just like keep it to myself. I tell the people that I trust, and I still don't think it's like healthy enough. Like I don't think that by bringing other people down, like by seeing people in a certain way, is gonna help me feel better about myself. I mean, it did when I was younger because I was like petty, I was immature, I didn't know what to do. I was like a scared little girl, and I think this went on for like so long. Like, just that habit of doing that, and I think besides being insecure, like there was like so many things in my life that I was going through, like I was like feeling very left out with like people whenever I'm in school. Like my school life just wasn't that great. Like academically I think I was doing fine. I just think that my social life back then in school was like really really bad because like I always felt alone and stuff like that. And it just adds on top of that. It just adds on top of that feeling. And besides that, there was also some instances where someone would like compare me to someone else, or like they would like say things that hurt my feeling, or like just point things out that just aren't necessary. Like I don't know what their point is of doing that. Like I don't know why they think it's like needed. And I think like there were also times where like someone would bring up this person that I was insecure about as like a standard. It's just like as if I already didn't feel like terrible already. So when I was like 15, like I already started like discovering like my sense of identity and stuff. Like I think like how it all started was just like I got into like BL, like something like that. Like I got specifically into like Thai BL and stuff, and then I really liked like Thai actors and stuff, and then like I just really liked their style. I really like that boyfriend material style. Like oh my gosh, like literally talking about that off topic, I literally don't know why I can't pull off that style anymore. Like where is Zaddy Danan? Like where did she go? Why am I not masculine? Why am I not giving Zaddy anymore? I don't know how I went, like I don't know what went wrong. Okay, it's just really really weird. But anyways, back then like I was really 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 freaking into that style. Like I was like embodying that energy in my head all the time, even though I didn't really have the clothes, the materials needed for it, but still like it made me feel great about myself. I was like, you know what, finally I found my style, I found something that I'm comfortable in, and I felt great about myself. And then just as time passed by, I felt better and better, and I felt more confident. I didn't even think about other people and stuff. And then at a certain point I got serious about starting something, and I did. But the motivation behind that wasn't necessarily like healthy, which is like I think that's even worse, because like even if like I got this confidence, I got the motivation to start this thing, to like start doing this thing for myself, the motivation behind that was still what? External validation. Like seriously. So then I think this is the reason why it's so hard for me to get over like this kind of insecurity, because literally like this big thing that I started, it stems from this insecurity itself. That's why I am where I am right now. Like, do you get it? It's just the fact that like when you start something with a specific objective, it's not gonna be easy to forget about it. Honestly, I felt like I was like already doing a good job at like not being insecure and stuff for like so long, and then like suddenly like I feel like I'm starting to be insecure. I mean, even when I was doing a like good job at like, not being insecure and stuff, like deep down I still had like insecurities, like specific features, whatever. But that really didn't bother me that much. I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like, I know I'm cool, and I know that other people are seeing it too. Yeah. And then now, I think especially lately for the past few months, I don't know what got into me. I think maybe it's just because I'm not in school anymore. Because I think like when I was in school, like I had like such confidence whenever I'm in school. Because like I have this confidence that I'm like, oh, like I'm doing really good in school. Like I get praised by teachers many times. Like they keep like complimenting me. They're always like, oh, like you're the best student, whatever. Like you're doing so good in class. Like wow, you're like really quick with like your work and stuff. And it made me feel good about myself. Like I think besides my physical appearance, my style, or my sense of identity, that was basically like the cherry on top. It makes me feel so good about myself. Cherry on top. No pun intended again. Wait, no, cherry on top. Actually, wait, there can be a pun because my nickname is Cherry. Anyways, when I got out of school, like I think as soon as like my internship ended, like I didn't really have to go to school anymore. I could like stay home, I could like whatever, and I just have to go on days that are necessary. I think the only days where I went to school was like what, for my final presentation, plus the what is it called, like the alumni like meeting. I don't really know, because I was just there to like explain like, oh, this is the university I got into, like this is how I got in, blah 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 blah. And then the only day I have to go to school, the other day was like the freaking farewell party, and that was about that. And then for the rest of the month, after like a month later, I just had to go to the venue for graduation, and I just had to be there for like the rehearsal, and that's it. So basically, like I didn't really have a routine anymore. And I just think that maybe because of the fact that like I'm kind of been rotting, I didn't have a routine. I was like being spontaneous. I didn't have anything else to be, proud of. I just got insecure again. Like, I think I'm finally realizing that now as I'm saying it. What the fuck? So I guess it's really worth it to talk about this, huh? Anyways, I think that was just the whole process about like life journey with this insecurity thing, and I don't really know what else to add. I just think that this is still something that I'm going through, and it's kind of hard to get over it. Like I think I've talked to like a few people about this already, and I still just don't really freaking know how to get over that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, one thing I like to add is that see, the thing about compliments is that it can be very subjective, and it's also about the words that you use. Because like, see, there are words like, you're so pretty, you're gorgeous, you're so beautiful, you're so handsome, you're so cool, you're so cute, but then all of those words are so freaking generic and they're so broad. It's nothing behind that. It's just so easy to throw these words around, but to actually like point out someone's features and to compliment them in a way that makes them feel seen is really really difficult. And I think this is why like I find like I have like such a hard time giving value to all of these words that are thrown at me, because I hear that word all the time. It doesn't feel special. But when someone gives me a specific compliment about, either my features or like, about my traits or like about how I am, about how my mind works, I'm amazed. Like, wow, I feel so freaking honored that you see me. Like, I feel so freaking seen. And I feel like everyone around me is always like trying their best to like give me support. Like whenever I feel insecure and I'm telling them, they're like, oh, hey, I feel insecure, and they do try their best to give me the support and to give me the reassurance that I need. But at the same time, it's like, the thing about that is it's always like throwing the word like, no, you're literally perfect. Like, okay, like I really appreciate that. Like I'm deep down, I'm like so grateful for like, all the people that are here for me, and they're not like fucking tired of my ass being like insecure all the time. But still, like it's just like, I just think that the problem has to be me of the fact that like I cannot be secure in myself, and I just think that in order for me to love myself fully is to just accept myself, and I think it's something that I personally need to work on. And also like sometimes when I feel insecure, like I wouldn't necessarily say that like people would invalidate me, but it's just that they would say that like, why are you insecure? And I'm just like, I'm a human, the fuck? Like, what makes you think I can be insecure? You know, it's just like freaking weird. Anyways, I think like I've gotten tired of yapping. I really don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I think I just be throwing words and throwing phrases out there, and I really don't know what to do. I think that just the past like almost 20 hours of this insecurity episode, I did learn a lot of things. I realized a lot of things about myself, about why I'm the way I am, and about why I did what I did. But even right now, I cannot even find a way to get rid of this. So I really hope that while I'm editing this video, or you know, in the future when I come back here, I'm finally gonna understand like why I feel insecure, or like why this insecurity stays. It's just such like a deep thing. Peace out. I'm gonna like go unwind, and I'm gonna just like probably chill. I mean, like today there's like so many freaking new YouTube videos from my favorite YouTubers, so I cannot wait to watch that, and I cannot wait to like finally sleep, because I'm sleeping in tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I hope that, you know, my future self, or you know, hope that I feel better soon, because this feeling is terrible and I would not wish that upon anyone ever. Bye.